Okay, I appreciate everybody coming and watching. If you happen to watch this or not, what we're doing here is I'm getting back to some painting. Some stuff I wanted to paint. We're not going too crazy in detail that I really do and like. I really do and like. It made no sense. I really like white variants with superheroes, in their costumes or whatever. I got a couple of them I did custom. I got the white Vader. I'll put those at the end of this video, so you know what I mean, instead of me just sitting here showing you and wasting 20 minutes of just me showing you a figure that not trying to make it so long. But what I'm going to do here is, I think with the white variant, which is all the, the cape, and I was going to go with a cloth cape, but I'm probably not going to go that route this time. Just going to keep what I have and what it came with. This spawn in particular was the black and turquoise blue, where his emblem is, the Mortal Kombat variant. He was gray. The cape was gray. His boot was gray. His gauntlets were gray. He was black, like the traditional spawn, and his emblem here on his chest, and his emblem on his face. And I love my camera. This is not the best webcam for this type of thing. It's good for gaming, but not this. It's the Razer HD. I would highly recommend not picking it up if you're going to do some stuff like this. Now for gaming, you put it on top of the monitor or something, or a tripod. It's good. But anyway, this was the turquoise blue face with the traditional spawn black skin or whatever. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I do know today I'm going to do, I already taped this up pretty good. Not great, but if my fingers are dirty and I got busted fingers and knuckles, is because I've been working on cars like nonstop here. All my cars decide to break at one time, it's just knuckle busters in the front yard. So hands are dirty. Actually, I had a car towed back to my house today, my red truck. Not the white one we just did, but the red one I've had for a while. But anyway, that's another problem. I'll work on that tomorrow. Anyway, so what today I want to do is, before we get there, this all has been primered with war paint primer, and then the white Createx. And I know I'm talking in kind of circles and fumbling on my words because my cars are really starting to aggravate me. I literally had in the past couple months every car break with some reason or another and had to fix them. Just getting aggravated now. I know, I just don't want to. This is supposed to be fun and relaxing, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway just because I'll just sit up there and just feel sorry for myself. Anyway, I don't know the color scheme I want to go with. I know I love it just basically white. White, silver, black. That's the other ones I did with my Black Adam. I did it, and the Superman. I'll put those at the end of this video, like I said, if you want to see those. But this here, I think, I do know I want to make the pouches red, bright red, just to really have like one thing red on it, really nutty, for the traditional spawn color. So I was going to paint these, or I was going to leave them white, but I think it'd be too much white because I got the spikes and stuff. So I'm not sure about the rest. So if you have an idea, I would appreciate I welcome any kind of opinions on this. Whatever it may be, I don't care what it is. Give me your opinion. Now, what color should his, the mask where it looks like Spider-Man on his face? I like that to be maybe silver or black. I don't know. Black would be cool because it'd be such a black and white. It would probably look cool because you're so used to seeing Spawn traditionally black on his skin or whatever, his suit, and this was white. So if I reverse it with some green eyes, that'd be cool. Some like green eyes look like they're fading out into the suit. That'd be cool. Now when it comes to the body, on his emblem on his chest, I don't know. Silver, black, I don't know. The gauntlets, not sure. Leave them white, spikes black, don't know. or maybe a licorice or a charcoal. The boot, white, would just, I don't know. I know I don't want it red. I don't want it to traditional colors. So, and primarily white would be great. So I'm going to keep it at that. So we're going to take some Createx. I got some water here. You can't see it. If you're going to do this kind of, if you know what colors you're using, I still have it. I still use it, but this stuff's kind of thick, but not real thick. It goes to the airbrush. We have to break it out 50-50 distilled water. Like this here, you can go to like whatever. What am I thinking? I can't think. I'm still aggravated about my cars. You can go to Goodwill and get some of these real cheap ceramic dishes for like 99 cents. They're really nice for mixing, but the bad thing is if it's not a bright white, you won't have the true color of what you're trying to do. But in this case, if I know the color I'm using and I'm not really going to make a special color, this is way easier to use. But I still like the plastic, with the divots in it, the traditional paint, holder or mixer, if you know what I mean. So I got some water here. Can't see on camera. So we're going to put it in here. We're going to just add a little bit of water to this, not much. And we're going to go really light. We're going to, unfortunately, I'm more of a spray person. I was going to just take this and mask it off and spray it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that or not. And it's oddly here, it's not as bright as I wish it was. For some reason it's not, but on camera this is showing very bright. I had to take my ring light and take it way up in the air, and my other light I had on is way too bright. So as you can see this right here? This is weird. It's like it gets so bright, it starts to make this crazy, I guess it's so bright. And this is so white, of course, it just drowns out the color. So I'm just going to go in, and like I said, I think I'm just going to do, of course, I'm going to probably get, the buckles and everything silver. The little dots on the pouches, either that's going to be a darker red or a brighter red, or just black, probably black. I don't know. This isn't really like a shading thing. This is just like 1, 2, 3 as best I can explain it. It's going to be one color, next color. It's just going to be white and just a couple of colors. That's it. I'm not going to do any shading. I'm not going to do whatever, anything at all. It's not going to be really crazy. It's going to be, let me move my mic here. My mic is slowly going down into my face. So we're just going to go here. We're going to paint it up. Like I said, I think, let me get rid of this thing here. Trying to get the mic out of the way. I think I'm going to go, I don't know if this strap should be black or everything red. I don't know if I want it all red. But right now, we're going to just go, this is probably going to be more like a pink at first, not a red, because obviously going over top of this bright white. And I did matte this out like 4 or 5 coats with a clear coat. Not that it matters now, because this is all she wrote. After you go, the only way I would be able to fix this is I'd have to prime it back out, or take it down with some alcohol, get it off, which is going to be a mess. So it's the point of no return at the moment. So right now I'm not wearing any crazy, glasses, or I usually use the magnifying glasses for this type of, this stuff back, but I don't think I need it right now. So we're going to see how this looks. I know it's kind of sloppy and right now, and it's going to take a few coats. So I may have to put my glasses on. I'm not sure, like the magnifying glasses, just so, because I don't want to paint something I don't want to paint, if you know what I mean. I tend to do that sometimes, where if I'm painting something, I think, oh, it's no big deal, I got it, and then when I paint it and I get done and I can't really see close up on it, I'm thinking, wow, I shouldn't have painted that. I should have did something else. I hope I'm not breathing into the mic. The mic, this stand is the worst stand in the world, but we'll go with it, man. We're going to go with it. So we're gonna see what happens. I think this, with these pouches being bright white, I mean red, and everything else being primarily white, and then see, I should have masked that off. Get close as I can without messing it up. So I still need to get closer, I realize that, but right now, before I put those things on, I really don't like wearing those things, man. I mean, they're perfect. I mean, you can get so close, the naked eye wouldn't see your mess ups. That's how good those things are, especially when you paint stuff like this. And I tell you the truth, underneath these glasses, well, the one I'm getting ready to put on, I'll show you when I put them on. Underneath those glasses, when you look at some of these sculpts on these figures, you won't believe how messed up they are. I know what you're probably thinking. Well, no, they are. I say sometimes to myself, like, I think the very worst sculpt I ever painted that's a cool sculpt is the Spawn. The Spawn. Which one is it? The Gunslinger. Okay, this mic is junk. Probably going to be hearing all kinds of crazy stuff with the mic, but let me get this thing. This thing is really starting. I got the cheapest mic stand in the world. Here we go. And why I have the paint down, let me put on these are glasses I'm telling you about right here. Those right there. And like I said, my camera, I hope it's not unfocusing and focusing too bad on you. But it was just easier to do it this way. Here we go. That's what I'm saying. Now I can see this thing. Now it's crazy. Now I can see it. But like I was saying, of course now the mic cable's in my way. It's catching my it's catching my paintbrush. Now I can see everything. I don't know if you guys can see everything, but I can see everything. I'm hoping you can see something. I don't expect anybody to just sit here and watch this whole video. I'm just doing it to do it because I haven't painted in forever. I mean, I did this, but me and my daughter did a Jaws. We did a Jaws. I think I'm going to have to go. We're going to have the pouches right now. Diorama in a boat. Very, very cool. I got to edit that yet. But I haven't sat down. This is the first time I sat down and painted on like a, solo project when it comes to an action figure in months, man. So I can see I'm probably getting too thick here. I don't like that. You want it to look pink. Only because I haven't worked on anything is because I cannot, for some reason, I cannot work on something when something is in limbo because I can't concentrate. It's weird, It's like I need to finish whatever I'm doing first and then move on to the next project and give it my full attention, because I found in the past when I tried to do two different things at one time, I tend to not really care and move along quicker than I need to if it doesn't feel right, if you know what I mean. Meaning that just don't move the project along, you want it to be exactly the way you want it, regardless how long it may take, So, and believe me, the one me and my daughter did, that Jaws diorama that I'm going to edit here soon. I keep forgetting to edit it because there's always something breaking around here, There's always a car breaking around here, And it's just I got to keep fixing goddamn cars, So, and I can't do that and relax and paint. Like right now, I know it sounds dumb, but just for the sake of this video and instead of me not saying nothing, I can't relax and enjoy what I'm doing, man. But I'll tell you one thing though, today was a really great day. If you made it this far in the video, you'll know what's going to come up because and I'm adding water as I go here. Today I went down to the Walmart. I said to my wife this morning, I've been checking the Walmarts, not every day, but I've been checking for the Spark Your Collection thing, that little Hasbro and Mattel, whatever, little stand they have now, in all the Walmarts in different areas. Well, I gave up almost, and I said, you know what? I don't care. If I can't find one, I can't find one. And the reason why I wanted to find one is because I tried to buy some Imperial Stormtroopers years ago, right? And Walmart had them for sale for $16 a piece, and this is before, this is like a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years, So, I was like, and they canceled my order because I guess they knew they weren't priced right. You know what I mean? So I was like, whatever. I mean, I did get Vader, in the traditional Vader, not my white one, which is awesome. I love my white Vader. It's amazing. So I have to fix that up right there, maybe. I don't know if I should get closer or not. You know what I'm saying? I think I should. I think I need to get closer. I can't stay away because that's his pouch. You know what I mean? Can you guys see that? See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Right up top. See that? I think they messed up because it was $8.99. It was crazy. They had a sale about maybe 4 months ago on the Star Wars stuff, and it was the I believe what happened was, I didn't know it at the time, to be honest. I did not know, but I knew for a Black Series 6-inch Vader, it wasn't going to be $857 or something stupid like that, right? $857. So I went to the Walmart where they said it was available for $857. I went there down the road here, and when I got there, they had a couple there, and I think it was for the less expensive one, Vader. The little tiny 3 3/4 plastic one, not from like a Spin Master type, not even a vintage collection one, if you follow me. And I seen it, and it was showing Darth Vader Black Series 6-inch, and it was right there on my screen. And when I got into the store, when I checked the price, of course it's going to be $24.99. So I took it up to customer service because I said, man, if I can actually get this, it's not my fault. I'm not stealing it. Well, I guess I stole it in a way, but not literally, if you know what I mean. So I went up to the customer service. Oddly enough, when I got up there, I showed them on my phone what it was, and the two girls that were up there, they didn't care about nothing. They were just like, just go ahead and change it to the one girl, because one girl didn't know what to do. She just said, like, just go ahead and change it on the whatever account you got to go on to change it, to change the price for your, whatever you're buying for the customer, and change the price. Do it under some whatever number, you know what I mean? And I walked out there with Vader 6-inch Black Series for $859. I even kept the receipt, right? I was like, man, I want to go home and make a video, man. Look at me. Look what I did. And no, I didn't do it. So, like I said, today was a good day because, like, go back to the Spark Your collection at Walmart. The Imperial Stormtroopers, the white ones. Man, I tell you, when I was a kid, when I was collecting that stuff, man, I was army building, didn't know I was doing it. Of course I knew I was buying several, because in the movies there's several Imperial Stormtroopers, man. So you just can't have one, man. You can't have one. So I have like 3 or 4 vintage, four Imperial vintage Stormtroopers back in the day when I was a kid, and still got them, man. And I tell you, it's just something about having more than one Stormtrooper in your collection. Even though I do know there's people that army build them like crazy and have several, which is kind of cool, man. I wish, but they came to $29.99 a piece. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was worth. I mean, I still know it's expensive. I know, but you know what? It's worth it, man. It's just worth every penny. I love the old school, plain and simple Imperial Stormtrooper. I just love them, man. Everybody loves them. That's why you can't get a hold of them half the time. And then what's what I mean. So Spark Your collection at Walmart. For some reason, I did a short on it, but it makes no sense to really show what was there because it's the same thing. The only thing I've seen different on this display, and to let you know, not that you care, that, let me get some more water here. Add some more water to this red. Not that you care, but it was the furthest Walmart away. It's far enough away where I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to ride down there. So like I said, back to the beginning here with my wife, you want to ride down to Walmart? Let's go down there just to do something today. Just in the morning, it was really nice out. Thought I fixed my truck yesterday and come to find out I didn't. So getting a fuel problem or something, combustion problem, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so I went down there, and again, they had like 4 Imperial Troopers. I'm like, man, look at that. They had them. I don't think they're stocking that too well. I don't think they're stocking it. You know, every short or a video I've seen when people do some hunts, I was trying to keep up on it, because normally if somebody finds something outside right here, this tape is usually the better stuff and it's not sticking. It takes about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks for it to get to Indiana for some reason. I guess California and wherever, anywhere but here, they always seem to land in a store, like whatever you're looking for. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I think I'm gonna go red with the whole dang belt and come back, and if I want to, I can add something else, a darker color or whatever. But it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for it to get to Indiana, whatever toy or figure you're looking for. And there it was. They had one display. But the funny thing is, I'm closer to Indianapolis, the city. I'm in the county. I'm definitely about 30 minutes away from the city. Maybe a little more. Like I said, I'm in the county. I'm not even really close to the city. I'm close to the city, but not like I can't see it, you know. So it's far enough away where the city doesn't intrude at all out here. So, which would probably be better if it did, because some good comic books down there at the part of the city that I go in. There's a nice comic book place. It's a family-owned comic book place. But anyway, didn't buy nothing. Sometimes I feel weird about going into a store that's not really with nobody else in it. Very weird, but I don't know why. I feel like I should buy something if I'm in a store by myself and it's only one guy working there and it's like a comic book place, or like the toy drop today. Oh yeah, I was getting ready to say, I scored today. I scored crazy. I got this Boba Fett 3 3/4 size, 4 to 3 3/4 figures size Jango Fett Attack of the Clones, complete. Oddly enough, complete for $25. I'm not a big fan of Jango Fett. He's pretty cool, but I cannot wait to paint that thing so it looks like Boba Fett. I'm going to get my old school 3 3/4 original Boba Fett out and display it after I'm done painting it. I know I sound like a 5-year-old, but I'm so excited about that. But I got that today, and 3 weeks ago, or no, 2 weeks ago or so, I went back. I'm talking about the toy drop. If you probably don't know, the toy drop is a local owned and ran toy place, you know, with vintage and it's not real big, vintage and modern toys, but not a whole lot of modern stuff. They got a whole bunch of old school stuff in there. I mean, all kinds of stuff. It's got a really good selection, is what I'm saying. A lot of Star Wars stuff. A lot of not a whole lot of Turtle stuff. Definitely a lot of Marvel stuff. Definitely a lot of DC stuff. Stuff that you don't see anymore, you know, and you know you saw it after, as you know, maybe you're older like me and you're looking for some stuff that you used to see when you were a kid. So it's kind of like that. It's like the Toy Pit, but only a quarter of the size. But they still have a lot of good stuff in there. So like I was saying, is I got the Hoth Han Solo. I got some stuff I'm going to do when it comes to action figures and reviews, and won't make them real long because they've been done before. I know, I get it, but I'm not going to paint any of those. But I am going to paint Jango Fett's. I hope you guys in the goddamn screen here. Jango Fett's ship, because it's the exact same thing as Boba Fett's ship, just a different color. It's the blue instead of the green and red or whatever, you know what I mean? So that, after I'm done this spawn, that I don't want to rush. I'm not rushing for that because I'm thinking, oh, damn, now I could paint this thing. The funny thing is I got it for $25, and so I was standing in there, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it really well, and I said to my daughter, I said, my youngest daughter, I said, what does that say? What does that price tag say? Because their price tags aren't the best. So, and she said $25. I said, no, it's impossible. That in that condition, all the pieces are there, even the little red rockets and the little red ball that comes out of the back end, and the rockets underneath the ship that it came with, and it's the 3 3/4 size. It's not the 6-inch size for 6-inch figures. It's the size for, it's Attack of the Clones 3 3/4 size. So she said $25. I said, no, it can't be. And it was in a case. I'm thinking, no, it can't be $25, especially if it's in the case, right? So I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, man, I got to go back and look at it again. So I go back and look at it. Some people came in, which is kind of cool because I don't like being the only person in there. Like I said, being in somewhere like that by yourself and you're just walking around, it just feels weird, man. You know, it just feels weird. I mean, no, and I tell you, the one thing that place is, I mean, I'm sure they're watching. I'm not saying that, but I would never try to steal some shit anyway because I'm not into that. I ain't going. I don't care what it is. If I ain't got the money for it, I'm not getting it. It's not going to happen. So, but you still feel weird walking around when it's real quiet. It's only, it's weird, man. It's weird. And you go back and they got so many blind spots, which I'm sure they're not blind spots after all. I'm sure there's cameras everywhere. So, which is cool. You know what? I'm not stealing. Don't you worry. I'm not taking nothing. Don't you worry about that. No. Ain't going to happen. I don't give a shit. I'll pay the money if I want it. I'll pay the money. I don't even care. So anyway, I said to her, the cabinet. And I assumed it was locked, So we're walking around again. I walk around the store around the other way. I said, man, I got to go look at this Django Fett. It's exactly back in the day, the 3 3/4, the same mold. It's got to be. Maybe a little bit different here and there with the stupid red things on it. The stupid little, I can be able to put, it doesn't matter. I'm going to paint it. You won't even know it. When I'm done painting it, I'm not saying it's going to be a great paint job. I'm saying it's going to be, you won't even know it's the same ship because you won't even see these things. Because I'm going to make it into the Boba Fett Slave One. But like I said, I was saying to her, I said, no, I got to say, I shouldn't be doing this. This is too heavy. I said to her, $25. She goes, yeah, $25. I said, man, you're reading something wrong. There's no way. It's in the case, like I said. And I said, okay, well, let's see. So I said, dang, look at that. The case opens. So I was like, man, I opened it up, pulled it out. I felt kind of weird, but hey, man, they're open. What do you want me to do? I mean, I'm going to go ask him, hey, can I look at this? I mean, I'm not going to steal I'm going to walk out of there with a Django Fett spaceship and just walk. No, man. I mean, I didn't think if something's in the case, you were allowed to open the case. That's how I always was with everything. Normally I'll go, hey, man, can I see this in the case? And oh, sure, whatever, you know what I mean? Anywhere else. I'm like, okay. So, no, man, she was right. I pulled it out of there real nice and slow and opened it up real nice and slow. And I looked at it. I said, oh, man, I wasn't letting go. I wasn't letting go either. I said, this is mine. I hope you didn't price this wrong. I know back in 2002, they came out in 2002 for, I think in a toy store I seen a long time ago, a video, a guy said he spent $35 on it back in 2007. He found one or something or whatever like that was, but I don't even know. I don't even care. $25 all day for a Django Fett ship for the 3 3/4 size figure. I don't care. I'll take my time and make that thing look like Slave One as best I can possibly can. I'd like to hang it up, like make it stand for it or something, but I'm not sure. I think I might have it just, I know this is stupid. I'm sounding like I'm excited, little girl or something or whatever, but I think I might have it sit down traditionally and just have the Boba Fett either in it if I hang it up where, it looks like he's driving it, which I don't want to do because I want to see the Boba Fett standing next to it, the classic look, or I might even get his superpowers or a, I don't know. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I'm not sure if I want to go Boba Fett vintage 3 3/4, which I don't know. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on that because I got a couple Boba Fetts in a 6-inch black series. I prefer the black. I prefer the bigger figures. I know a lot of people don't, but I do because when I was a kid, they were only 3 3/4, which That's all we could do. There's no Kenner. That's all the way Kenner made it. I mean, back then I don't think there was a 6-inch. Everything came in 3 3/4 like GI Joe. So, which is fine. I mean, when you're a kid, who cares? I mean, you're blowing it up, man. I had talk about GI Joe. I picked GI Joe over He-Man because obviously when I didn't have the money as a kid, I couldn't afford He-Man, GI Joe, and Star Wars. But Star Wars was always my first. It was the go-to thing. That was the number one thing. It didn't matter what it was. I mean, Kmart back in the day, this place called Ames. That was what it was. It was always, and they had abundance of figures available. Even this place called Best. It was a knockoff Walmart, I think. Well, before there was even a Walmart. And man, Best was the place to go for the best assortment of figures. It was called Best, BEST in red letters. It was Best. It had all the vehicles. And that's when shit was available, man. You know what I'm trying to say? That's when stuff is available, you know? That's when you could go. I remember Warren Hans up the street, man. He says, hey, man, we're going to go to Best. Did you want to go? Because I want to pick up some figures. And they were like $3.20 or some shit. So I went to my mom, out of a whim, thinking, I was like, man, I know she's going to have, I didn't know what she was going to say, but I was like, Mom, just give me $3, give me $4. I'm going to get a Star Wars figure, man. But that was cool. What's going on? My shit stopped. What happened here? I don't know if you can hear me. Something stopped. I don't know. But I think my shit just stopped. If you guys can hear me or not. No, it looks like it froze up or something. It says excellent connection, so I don't know. So I'm probably going to cut it there. I think something just went down. Something just made a weird noise. Anyway, let me stop.